Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, social media world? It's your boy Sincere, J Red, Flatbush, Brooklyn. Y'all already know. Welcome to the page. Like and subscribe. If you're already a subscriber, I appreciate you. Thank you. Because you could be doing anything with your time right now. You locked in, focused, listening to me. So today I'm here with my boy, J Lou. What's going on, social media world?
What's going on, guys? What's going on? It's your boy Jay Lou in the building. Chill, my man sits here, about to answer some questions. I'm all ready.
You ready? Be ready. So today we're gonna do something a little different. The last time I had a collab, I had my man Stan Jones, and we was given a married man's perspective on relationships, on the do's and don'ts, and what it takes for it to work, and yada yada yada. If y'all guys missed that, go on the YouTube page, check that out. Today we want to talk about. I knew J. Lou for quite.
Quite some time. Like I would say, like high school around then.
Nah, before high school.
Before high school, like maybe like junior high school. Since then, like a long. That's how old we are. A long, a long time. You know, you can't even remember. But I know you. How long? Yeah.
That's
Long time.
That's a fact. Because
Yeah.
when I moved off for rugby and I moved to 19, you was down the block.
Yeah, it was right up the block.
And that was what, maybe 96. So I guess you could say like 96. You know, it's one of my right hand man's cousin. And we came up in the Flatbush area. And yeah, we've been here a long time, you know.
Yeah, sir, definitely. We still here.
And we still here. We still thriving, growing. You know what I'm saying? So I've been married before. I'm divorced, unfortunately. J. Lou has been married before.
I've been married before and before. I'm not just I'm not just a customer. I'm the president of the married man company. I got married. I'm married twice. Because first time sometimes it's just practice, right? And then you go to the second one, and I think like marriage is something you need to do at least once.
Mm.
Because I got to get myself ready for like my real marriage. You know what I'm saying? The first one is just practice, and then you get yourself into the next one. This like the real deal. But then you get to a situation like me when I was in the real deal, and I was like, not yet.
Not yet. How old were you when you first got married?
First time I got married, I was 26. I want to say.
Okay.
It was 26.
Yeah. So he was mature enough.
Yeah, I got married because I thought it was the right thing to do.
Okay. From what your parents' perspective?
No,
when you say
I mean,
what you
when I say it's the right thing to do, you kind of think like societal wise. They're like, you got a pregnant, you should get married, and you feel like that's the right thing to do, so you do it.
Okay.
And then you realize that sounded like the right thing to do, but then I did it and it didn't feel right. So,
So was she pressing you to get married, or was
I wouldn't say it was a little bit of a pressure. There was a little bit about me trying to do what I thought back then was the good guy thing to do.
Yeah.
I wanted to be. I always wanted to be a good guy.
Okay.
Or whatever that is.
Yeah. Keeping it real.
My idea of back then being a good guy is like, hey, you got somebody pregnant, you might as well get married. That's the next step. That's what good guys do. So absolutely. I followed what I thought the good guy blueprint was.
Yeah.
But I ain't know shit. I ain't know nothing.
Yeah.
And I paid for those mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
The first time it really didn't last that long. It was kind of like grand opening, grand closing.
What's let the audience know what's not lasting that long?
Like literally a few months. Like really. Like when I say grand opening, grand closing.
So you got married.
50% off sale, everything.
So she had the baby, and then y'all got married, or you got married when she was pregnant?
We got married when she was pregnant, and
okay.
Truth be told, like I got married because she said if I didn't marry her, she was going to just move, and I was like, oh.
There you go. And you want to be there for your kid.
Yeah, it was just like, so, the right thing to do to not make her go is to get married and try to like hold down a family Here, spoiler
Yeah.
alert, she left anyway.
Yeah. So she pretty much forced your hand then,
Yeah, she
because
left, went to go to another state anyway. So
yeah,
it's kind of like to force my hand. But that's when I realized it's not where I wanted to be. Then
Yeah.
I got out, and it's like marriage is kind of like the earlier it is, the easier it is to get out, and the longer you wait, the harder it is to get out.
100% fact.
So that was still early, so it wasn't like difficult to like get out of it.
Yeah.
And emotionally, I was okay because I didn't want to be in it anyway.
Yeah.
And I feel that the feeling was mutual on both sides.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to get to the second time.
Well, no, before we get into that, because I want them, we got to let them know.
Okay. You got to let that marinate.
You got to let them marinate. So you was 26 years old, and my man said he wanted to be a real dude, meaning...
Whatever that is.
No, well, I get it, because you wanted to see your kids go to sleep, go to bed. She forced your hand, saying I was going to dip. If we not, this and the third. So he was like, all right, I got to kind of do this because I want to be there for my child.
Right.
You grew up with both of your parents, right?
I grew up with, both my parents in the house. I would say, if you look at my family in general, you know a lot of people from my family. Like in general, the parents are together.
Yeah.
And even when I was growing up, there was a certain point where people would look at me weird because I had like both parents, and I just thought that was normal.
And it's not normal because me, I grew up from a single parent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and most of my friends in our community is single family homes.
Right. That's when it's not until I got to high school that I realized like this isn't that. This is like I'm the odd one because I got two parents. It's like anybody was the single parent household. Ironically, I was I did sort of the same thing. As I knew in my environment, I became a
product.
Product of it. But it wasn't like my norm. It wasn't in my household, but I still was having babies out of wedlock and everything. Baby mamas instead of wives and all that kind of stuff. So that was me trying to kind of like course correct everything and say, hey, you're not my baby mama, you're my wife now.
Yeah. And that's what real men do. I commend you for that.
Yeah, that's what real men do. But at the same time, it's not the best thing in the world. It's not the best plan.
No.
At that time, I thought it was. And in retrospect, as I got older, I realized, I made a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. So how long did you... Clearly, was the pregnancy planned or was it?
No, it wasn't a plan. It was like I have like two biological children. The first one was it wasn't like it was planned. It was like it was more of a blessing because there was a lot going on.
Yeah.
And especially in her life at that point.
Okay.
She lost her sister. This was during 9/11. She was
oh wow.
Trade Center buildings. And It was a lot of us, kind of like coming together. And when she got pregnant, it was like, we lost one person, we gained somebody. So it was a blessing at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the first time. The second one was a mistake. The second one was like, I don't know what to do.
So the second pregnancy or the second marriage?
Second pregnancy.
Okay.
Second marriage is a mistake too. We'll get to that one.
Yeah. Listen, trial and error, man.
Trial and error.
You know what I mean? At least you can learn from your mistake, and some people's not even, they make excuses and don't say it's a mistake. So at least you're self-aware to know that it was a mistake.
I'm not a person who is like upset to make mistakes because I learned lessons from like there's certain things that you would never learn unless you made that mistake to say, okay, well, this is something I shouldn't be doing anymore. So granted, I made the mistake twice.
Yeah.
But if I was to do it again a third time, I think I'm going in with a whole different mindset.
Absolutely.
Because I'm going in there with the understanding of like who I am.
Yeah.
Remember before I said I was trying to be the good guy or whoever that is. So I was being some fantasy, like super Negro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I invented in my head.
Yeah.
And said, I want to be that guy. I want to put my cape on and be that guy.
Yeah.
And after like everything I went through, it made me more look at myself and understand like who I was and what I wanted and what my own like self-worth was.
Okay.
Once that started clicking,
Yeah.
and I kind of understood who I was,
Yeah.
and in turn understood what I wanted,
Yeah.
Life was just different.
Yeah.
And it didn't feel like if I was to get married, I'm doing it to be a good guy. If I get married now, I'm doing it because it just makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, however it makes sense, whether it makes sense financially, whether it makes sense with, love, or whether I'm trying to, have a family.
Yeah. You're going with intention.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, they're saying the next time you get married is more intention involved.
Not only that, it's not only marriage. Everything I do that involves, another person that I want to like be with,
Yeah, lifelong partner.
Right. Whatever a partner is, like my whole perspective on dating changed. I used to date. I was just dating just to be.
Yeah.
I'll admit that. I was just dating just to be. And I'm just like, all right, this is our third date. So by then I should be, get some.
Yeah.
So now what changed is I started dating for other purpose. Like I was dating because if I'm dating you, it's because I want to I want to see where we could take this. And
absolutely.
What level can we go with this? I'm not just doing it because, what I'm saying,
you're just wasting time.
Yeah, I'm not. I just don't want to waste time. I don't want to waste. I wasted enough time, and I don't want to use the word waste. I didn't waste the time
because you learned your lessons.
You're right, because I learned the lessons from it, but now I know how to spend my time wiser.
Absolutely.
So I wouldn't make the same mistakes I did then. Now.
Do you think that's through growth as far as you self-seeking, or was that life experience? Like, all right, I learned from this one. Let me not do this different, or did you have to like do the internal work to kind of grow?
Honestly, if I'm going to say it, I think that I had to get to a point where I actually like loved myself because I love the person who I thought I wanted. Like this guy is like when I get to this guy, I'm gonna really love myself. But but then when I realized like for instance, like when I got with somebody, right? I met a shorty, whatever. We're good. I'm kind of when I was in that space, I'm looking at her to provide me happiness. So I'm looking like you're gonna provide me happiness. The minute time I don't have that happiness, you know what I'm saying? It's like
shit is fucked up.
Everything is fucked up. Cats and dogs living together. Everything is a mess. And when I realized like, I love me. Like, real talk for anybody who doesn't do it. Like, I did like therapy and whatnot. A lot of
that's a
especially
blessing.
Black men, we don't like to talk about that shit because it's like, if you do therapy, like you're a bitch or something.
Yeah, like you're crazy. Like you're crazy. Not even that you're a bitch. I think it's old school. People think you're crazy.
Yeah, people think you're crazy. It's just like I can keep analyzing my own thoughts. Or I can go out and seek help and say, these are my thoughts. These are what I'm having. Can you help me like kind of like analyze these things?
You can't solve the problem with the same mind that created the problem.
Right. So once I did that and I started to really like love myself, like I used to like I would literally like got to the point where I would look at myself in the mirror and like, nigga, you are dope. Like and when I would think about like a couple years back, I couldn't do that. Because even if I did that, I was lying to myself, and I knew I was lying to myself.
We all know when we lying to ourselves.
It's like, nigga, you dope. Well,
You can say with your mouth, but do you feel it in your heart?
Yeah, but do you feel that shit? It's nothing
do
like
you believe it.
There's nothing like saying some shit about yourself.
Yeah, like affirmations.
And actually believing it. Actually, you're dope. Yes, you are. It's just like that shit. It's like it's the best thing since pockets and pants. I swear. It's like it's some real shit, and that's like I would wish that I would have got to that level of loving myself earlier.
Amen.
But I would say it literally didn't come to maybe 5-6 years ago.
And you said therapy would have helped you with that?
Yeah, and then it was like therapy that helped me with that because it was kind of like I wasn't understanding. And once you start therapy sets off a chain reaction because now it gets your mind to start kind of analyzing what the feedback that you're getting. It's like, that shit makes sense. Yeah, I'll be doing this because it is. And it's like now it starts to click.
Absolutely.
And it starts to make sense. And you start to look at everything else. Like, what else in my life was I confused about? And you start analyzing those things, and then you start to once you start to understand yourself more, that's how you start to love yourself. A lot of people The problem is you like yourself, but you don't
Yeah.
love yourself because you don't understand shit about you.
That's a fact.
You only understand what everybody else wants you to be.
Absolutely, especially if you're not doing that internal work.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's funny that you brought up therapy because I'm actually just signed up for therapy. I did 2 sessions.
That's amazing.
Therapy is amazing, man, because you can't solve the problem with the same mind that created the problem. Social media world. We all got childhood trauma. We all been through all certain types of things, and life experience is a great teacher. But sometimes you need external things to help you elevate to the next level. It's kind of like multiple sources of income. You're not going to just, if you can make money from here, 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 therapy is kind of like, if I could better myself by reading and doing this, why not go to a next level by helping somebody a professional helping me and challenging me to grow on top of what I want to do with me. You know what I'm saying?
That's like, if especially if we're talking about people that, that look like us.
Yeah.
That's something that we have to make more socially acceptable. Like, it's like when your boy comes to you and be like, yo, I think, I'm feeling a certain type of way. And instead of be like, go roll up and smoke.
Go have a drink, drink some rum or something.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, see, did you try therapy? It kind of like when you think about like our parents and Caribbean parents, like when we sick, when they tell you it's go get some whiskey, so you end up in the emergency room with a stomach full of bushy and some kind of ailment because you didn't really pay attention to that. You tried whatever little method that somebody,
you knew.
Instead of like stuff that actually works. It's stuff that tried and true and people do. It's just like
exactly.
You got to get out your comfort zone.
You have to grow, to stretch. You have to stretch. The only way to stretch yourself is to get out your comfort zone. And therapy is amazing. Like I said, so basically, if you would have did therapy before your first marriage, you probably wouldn't even gotten that marriage, regardless if you was pregnant or not.
I probably would have never gotten married.
Regardless if she was pregnant, you would have just kind of like let her move to another state?
Because in the end, she did that anyway.
Yeah.
So everything that I thought I was doing to prevent a certain thing ended up happening anyway. So it's kind of like, I married and I thought I prevented something that ended up happening. Yeah. So it's like, what did that marriage really solve or do?
No, because you did it because you thought you was doing the right thing. Right. You wanted to be there, have the kid go to bed, wake up, and you be around. But now that the therapy plays a part, if you would have did therapy years ago, like you just said, 5 years ago you did therapy? You started therapy?
No. Well, this is the time where I would say not 5 years ago, maybe like 4 years ago.
Okay.
Something like that. It wasn't that long ago. Like I would say like 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. And like I said, real helpful. Something I would definitely recommend.
How long did you do it for?
I did it. It was kind of like an off and on thing. I had like one of those, therapists that you can call, and there's a lot of applications out there that are out now and services that really like you can set up. Yeah. Therapy session with somebody and just call and just somebody
just to vent and air it out.
And do that and really just get some help.
No, I agree because, like I said, I just signed up for therapy and I wish I would have did it a long time ago because I know I have a lot of childhood trauma. I know I've been self-sabotaging my world and my mind for years. You know what I'm saying? I was married at one point and I feel like I definitely got married for the wrong reasons. She was a great person, good person. I would never shit on my ex-wife, but I kind of felt like I kind of got married out of obligation. You know what I'm saying? You know my situation.
Yeah.
I went away for a little bit. She held it down, and when I came home, she kind of deserved that. And she was a great person.
Let's talk about that word for a second.
Okay.
Like, I hear that like deserve.
Yeah.
What is the deserving part that you felt like you did this, so you deserve this?
Well, I feel like she invested time, and I don't want to use the word money, but let's just say time. And I was in hell, and she was kind of my angel at the time. So, I never really spoke about this, but I went away 5 years. And from the 5 years that I went away, she held it down. She came to visit me all the time. She put money on the books. She came up. So now I come home, she invested those 5 years with me. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So now when I come home, I feel like, okay, clearly she did that for intention, for purpose. So naturally, she wanted to get married. She didn't just do it just because she had nothing to do. She's a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
She could have went out there and like, oh man, this nigga's away. Let me go find somebody else who's on a straight and narrow and who's productive and progressing in life. But I'm coming home to nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I meant. Like she deserved. Like so when she was like, oh, let's get married. I was like, of course, no doubt. You know, in reality, we should have kind of dated a little bit more to see because now things has changed.
Right.
I've changed. You know what I'm saying? 5 years from in there, from before I went in there, I was a whole different person from when I came out. I grew a lot, but she kind of stayed on that same plateau. I mean, she kind of probably progressed in different areas. She started her own business. She did a lot of good things while I was away. But as far as the mental, I kind of more progressed more. So now we're kind of two different people. So I should have kind of dated a little more to see if we're still compatible. But because on her end, like, yo, I waited 5 years for you. No, you want me to wait for another 5 years to see what's gonna happen? Like, nah. So at the end of the day, we all know women really promote the marriage. You know what I'm saying? I don't think men grow up and say, oh, I can't wait to get married when I get older.
It's not a terrible thing, you know what I'm saying? I can understand, like, women have been thinking about this for most
Since they were kids.
life. You know, when the
Yeah.
kids, they were thinking about
TV shows
marry
and
this person and
Mhm.
Disney movies and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
I don't ever blame any woman for meeting somebody and wanting to get married to them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I still have to ask you, do you have the qualifications to be this
Facts.
person's wife?
100%.
You could want to be a wife or you
Yeah.
could want to be a husband, but do
Yeah.
you have the qualifications? And when I say that,
Mhm.
I want to make it clear that I'm not saying this towards like women. This is both women and men
Mhm.
all at the same time. If you want to marry somebody, you really got to ask yourself, am I qualified for this job?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do I have enough things on my resume to make me qualified for this?
It's true because most people just want the title.
Right.
Yeah.
Most people just want the title. This was like going to a job and just, I want a title.
Yeah.
And I want to get paid this much. But once you're in there, you don't know how to do shit.
You don't do shit. You have no experience.
Knowing how to use Excel, everything.
Yeah.
And it's just like everything's a mess.
100%. I agree 100%. You have to, like he said, if you want to be a husband, you have to vet yourself and make sure. And like I said, I don't think most men just grow up. So I don't want to say I'm directing this to the woman, but for females, most women just want to be a wife. But are you wife material? You know what I'm saying?
Well, when you say they just want to be a wife, what does that mean? Let's just break that down. Because just wanting to be a wife, what is just being a wife?
Okay,
Could we like level set on that?
My unbiased opinion, wanting to be a wife is keeping up with the Joneses. You know what I'm saying? The time clock is ticking. They feel like they need to be married. And, I think most women, when they do certain things, like even when it comes to makeup, they do it for each other. I don't really think they're doing it for us. You know what I'm saying? I think they kind of compete with each other. So I think when I say, do they want to be a wife? I think they're looking at their friends and other females and saying, this person is married, why I'm not married, especially as they get up in age. Like you said, they don't have the qualifications to be a wife, but they want that title.
Well, I think it is, and I'm just playing, devil's advocate
absolutely.
because we don't have any women here.
Mm.
I think that it's like more of a like societal kind of pressure for them. It's like, for instance, like when a woman tells other women that she's getting married, they're all like excited. They're just like, oh, yeah. When you tell your boys, they're like, oh, all right, you good now?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it depends on who your boys are. Some boys will be naturally happy for you.
No, they happy for you, but it's still at least one person will be like, nigga, you sure?
Yeah.
You sure this is what you want to do? It's just like, because it's not something that society puts pressure on us to do it as far as, like I said before, being a good man.
Yeah.
But society puts their value as a woman on your ability to get a man and be married.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you can't do that, if you're a certain age, and you ain't got no kids, you ain't never been married, everybody's looking at you like, what's wrong with you? If you a dude and you like 40 and you ain't got no kids, you married, everybody's looking at it, like, that nigga's living the life.
Facts. Damn. Perception. That's
exceptional.
Yeah, and some people looking outside might look at it like, well, not even outside, but he might be looking like he might want that. Like, damn, like, yeah, I'm single, but some people want that companionship. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, as you get older, want to be running around all the time and just dating, and you know what I'm saying? You ain't going to the club in your 40s no more, trying to pick up something. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Why should you get married?
Okay, so
not you personal. I'm just saying we're gonna generalize here.
Yeah.
We're talking about, and we're gonna break it down, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're gonna break it down as far as why is you as a man want to get married, and why you as a woman might want to get married.
Okay.
So let's break it down. I'm gonna let you go first. Or I can go first. However you want to.
So before I even get into that, I want to say, if I was to do it again, I don't feel like I think we should get married under the eyes of God. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we have to have the government in our business. Because if we're really just getting married for you to be my wife, it doesn't have to be a legal document. I know some women want the charades and the whole big blam boom. We could do all that, but we don't have to go to City Hall and sign nothing. You know what I'm saying? If you have faith that I'm the one for you, we're going to be there together. Some women might negate and say, well, oh, I need that security just in case this happens. If you have to feel and think like that, then you shouldn't be getting married. You know what I'm saying? So as a man, if I was to get married now, I don't look how the Jews do it. The Jews don't get married legally. That's why they collect in food stamps. You see the wife collecting food stamps. Nothing is tied. The government is not in your business. And I don't feel like getting married legally, there's no kind of benefits. You do your taxes. What are you really benefiting when you're legally married? You get more opportunity if you're single, but we're married in the eyes of the law. You know what I'm saying? So for a man to get married, I feel like that's his lifelong partner he wants to be with. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the mother of his children or if he doesn't have children, it's somebody who, I mean, no, I can't say love you unconditionally because probably only your mother is going to love you unconditionally. But you just want somebody to have your back, that loyalty, that trust. Because we don't really need to get married for that. Now, on a woman aspect, I feel like women want to get married, like you said before, because of society and how they grew up, the TV shows, the Disney stuff, and they feel like this is what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? So once you get a certain age, they just want that kind of tie. Like when I was married, like if I left my ring home by accident, you know what I'm saying? She would flip. And I used to tell her, what do you think? This is a repellent? Like whether I have it on or not, it's the character of me. Right. You know what I'm saying? But a woman would kind of just, a non-emotionally intelligent woman. Because if I left her home and I'm just putting it in my pocket, that's a whole different story. But if I left her home by accident, how you really getting mad at me? That's your own insecurities.
So in their head, it's like, so when you taking off that ring, do you put it back on when the bitch is finished?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Is that what you do?
That's what I'm saying. Regardless of what, it's not a repellent. If a woman want to get with you, and if you want to do what you're gonna do with it on, I know dudes who's married with a ring on, and there's women in this society, especially now, is jacking that. Especially if you're keeping it real with them, like, listen, I'm married. She's not going nowhere. This and the third. And there's women that's gonna play the game, and there's some women that's not gonna play the game. Mm-hmm. So it's not really stopping the flow of anything, whether I have a ring, whether I'm married or not married. It's just a title. It's your personality and your mentality. You know what I'm saying? Marriage is just, it's a fictitious, it's perception. You know what I'm saying? That's what it really is.
I think marriage, and I think there's different ranges. Like if you're anywhere between the ages of 25 and 35, right?
Okay.
Your purposes for marriage should be to start a family.
Absolutely.
That should be your purpose. That's a good age range to you can start a family, have some kids, build a legacy.
Yeah.
And then there are the people who, like us, the married multiple time people,
mm-hmm.
the 40-year-old club, all that. Like, I'm at that age. Whatever thought you had about this is my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, whatever thought you had about starting a family at 40.
Yeah. Listen. I'm in that category because I want to start a family and I'm 40.
I just
so
was like at 40.
yeah,
It's just like I don't understand. Me personally,
yeah,
I don't want to change diapers. I don't want to look for babysitters when it's time for me to go on a trip or when I want to go out for the night. It's different for me because I have kids. My kids are older now. So my kids are adults now.
Facts.
So I went through all that stuff.
I was gonna say that.
And so in my mind, it was just like never again.
Yeah.
Like most parents would tell you that. Most parents were like, yo, you know, there's times I couldn't sleep and all this stuff and babies just shitting everywhere. And it's like, you never want to go through that again.
Yeah.
So that's where like I am. So I would say more of like if you're like over 40 and you already have kids,
then absolutely. If you already have kids.
But if you're over 40 and you're a man and you want kids, then you gotta start younger.
That's me.
I just said I don't know what the situation is right now or the age, and I'm not trying to like throw any shade on that.
Yeah.
So I'm not even asking.
No, we're just talking.
Possible deniability on that. What I'm saying is at that age, you need to start like someone in their like 30s. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And you could just build a family in that 30s. You need to knock like 2 kids out, you know,
Facts.
The 30-year-old. I don't know, who is all strong still and everything like that.
Yeah.
But trying to do that at like when you meeting somebody your age and you trying to start a family at 40, you're like your knees can't handle that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, what are you
doing? Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, like you said, your perspective is because you're coming from a place where you have grown kids, you have kids already. But for the men who don't have kids, they might beg to differ because, you know, you want to live that legacy. You want to.
But you know, as a man, you can have kids until you're 100.
But that's what I'm talking about for the men, over 40. Because you was basically saying that you shouldn't have kids.
You know,
your opinion after 40.
No, I should have like added some caveats to that.
Yeah.
When you have children already.
Exactly.
You know, but let's just say statistically, a lot of the people our age, they got you at least got one baby mama.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Statistically, most of us are in that situation.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I say if you're in that situation already, you got kids.
Yeah.
They're above the age of 10. Why are you pressing the reset button? You know what I'm saying?
You just live a life now. You know
just live life and go and travel. One of the greatest things, like one of the greatest flexes, is being able to just like book a plane ticket and you ain't have to even tell your kids. You're like, you ain't have to tell your kids. You telling them the day. Listen, I'm gonna be gone. You need some money. I cash out you something you can buy chop cheese. I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they can fend for themselves.
Yeah, because they can fend for themselves. They ain't looking for you or nothing like that. They don't need you. I know when my kids were small and I would go away, I would feel guilty.
Yeah.
Like I'd be like,
yeah, because somebody watching.
Probably like wondering where I am and all this kind of stuff. Like I don't feel shit.
Yeah, because they're grown. They're not thinking about you just like you ain't thinking about them. Yeah. They got their own business.
right now, like honestly, like having a baby would scare the shit out of me. It's just like you ever seen that what's that Good Times thing where she slams the place, she's like, damn.
He's like, no, I'm over it. That door is closed.
I'm over it. The marriage, like I said, I didn't do that again. You know, I'm in a relationship now.
Okay. Does she have kids?
Yeah, she has kids.
Okay, grown kids.
Yeah, I think at this point, like I'm only dating you. You got kids. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because I don't want you not to get kids and all
then
of a sudden wake up with baby fever.
Yeah, she wants you to. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
makes sense.
All of a sudden, you was like, I'm late, and there's too much stress.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? I'm over 40, and I don't got a head full of gray hair yet, so I'm trying to stay away from that, and stay away from the stress of more kids. And listen, kids are wonderful. Kids are great. I like kids in increments. Like I like them when they're not mine. Like you could just be like, this kid, give them back. You know, I can like take somebody's kid, take a little.
Yeah.
Put it in my story. I look like a great guy, and then I can give the baby back and I go home.
Yeah.
That's the way I want to live for the rest of my life.
And I completely understand in the man in your position. But you definitely look great for your age too, man.
Oh, well, thank you.
The mental health is
This
definitely
is this is 45 years old, people.
45.
This is
Wow.
45 years old, and you know what I'm saying. My body still feels 30. That's one of the greatest things. I don't get up in the morning and my knees is all crazy and whatnot. At some point, another shoe's gonna drop in.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm enjoying it.
That's a blessing, man. Do you think you feel like that way because of the therapy? Not to go back into the therapy, because like you said, you love yourself and it's more the mental health.
I think that loving yourself shows a lot in just like your outer appearance. When when people know when I don't love myself, because I'm usually about like 300 some pounds. You know this. You know me for years. You just know when Jason's not doing good. Jason is eating Krispy Kreme. He's not doing good. You know what I'm saying? It's like some people wear their emotions on their face. I wear my emotions in weight.
Yeah.
You know, and so just so you can see, like I'm a smaller person now. The smile on my face is always genuine. I am just generally, at this point, I'm just generally happy to just wake up.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like another day. You know, it's just a wonderful thing.
No, yeah, you got to give thanks and praise, because in this day and times, man, you're not guaranteed to wake up, man. I always say, like, you don't have a real problem until you have a health problem. Right. So all you guys out there who think you have problems, if you really sit down and take the time to think about it, you have more things to be grateful for than to complain about. Because we all got complaints. The most person who's on the next level, who has a whole bunch of accomplishments, still have things to complain about. But gratitude and gratefulness is what's going to take you to the next level mentally.
You know, the thing is, like, when you just look at your life and you think to yourself, like, there's a point in life where, like, I'm doing good now.
Yeah.
Now I've gotten to the point where, like, everything is clicking.
Okay.
You know, my career is taking off like a rocket ship.
Salute to you.
Relationship is good. Mental health is better. Everything is clicking. But I remember a time when everything wasn't clicking, and I used to say to myself, I was like, "Damn, when is the win gonna come? Like, when is it gonna come?" And you start, like, you look at, like, this is when social media becomes the devil, because you sit down there and you watch. Social media is just it's just a hit after hit after hit.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's just amazing journeys and whatnot. And you watching everybody go through these things, and it's like, damn, when am I gonna get my win? When am I gonna get my win? And then you just have to, like, just be patient, just be you, just understand, like, what you want. Understand, like this is, like, maybe I'm not getting what I want right now, but I gotta stay focused on what I really want.
Absolutely.
And then you'll get to the point where you get that. And I say that because, like, no matter how bad, like, your life is, or the problems that you have, there's somebody sitting down there looking, and they want your life. They want the little bit of success that you think it is. They want that shit. They would kill for that shit.
100%.
So this is why I look at things so much, like, you know, and just be grateful, because I don't like to complain about too much shit.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, I'm like, I have, like, first world complaints. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and there are people who just I'll feel stupid about going to a restaurant and complain about the bill. The bill is like $3 something, and somebody else is looking at me like, "Nigga, you can spend
$300 on a meal on one shot."
And then you got to think about the time when you wasn't able to do that.
Facts.
And then that make you go, "Oh, damn, I am blessed right now." Like, it's like, I think more people need to start looking at, like, the little things that you don't think is you don't think is like fantastic. That's why a lot of people think they're losing in life, because they're not looking at all the little things that are so fucking dope about yourself and so fantastic. You're just comparing yourself to other people. That's when the part will come in and loving yourself. Once you start loving little dope parts about yourself, you start building on that. Everything is, and I'm not talking about this like in some new age like nonsense. Once you start thinking like that, everything starts happening all of a sudden.
Yeah.
All these good things start coming in your life. And then one of the things you have to realize is a lot of the time we're blocking our own blessings by our own ignorance.
Yeah, absolutely. That lack mentality, that pessimistic attitude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, no, I agree 100%, man.
And these things, like I said, they were always there.
Yeah.
Like these opportunities were always there, but because of your mindset, you were just
self-sabotaging
it. It's like, nah, I can't do that shit.
Yeah.
Nah, I want to do this.
No, listen, my man Jay Lou, man. You heard it from my man Jay, man. Listen, you got to be grateful, but never satisfied. You know what I mean?
And I'm not sitting here acting like, I got everything figured out. I got everything together. I'm a work in progress. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm still like learning
we all
about
are.
myself.
Absolutely.
I didn't know like last week or the week before. But it's just that understanding that you can still grow.
Absolutely.
That you don't know everything yet, and you're still learning. As long as I feel like I can keep that in focus, then that's the part that makes me happy because I feel like inside I don't give up.
Yeah.
And importantly, I don't give up on me.
Yeah.
Because if I give up on literally, if I give up on me, I give up on everybody. I give up on my kids. I give up on my friends. I give up on my job. I give up on my girl. I give up on everybody.
Absolutely.
Because it's like if I can't help me, I can't help them.
Yeah. If you're not good, nobody good.
Right.
Absolutely. Listen, you heard it from Jay Lou, man. You gotta love yourself. And some of us don't know how to love ourselves. You know what I'm saying? That's why we are both promoting therapy. You heard it from him. I'm in therapy. Everybody got child trauma. We're only going off of what we know in the moment at the time. We don't know it all. Life experience is a great teacher, but we also need that external things, whether it's books, audios, therapy, to kind of help us get to the next level, man. J. Lou, I appreciate you, man.
Yo, dog, anytime.
We got to do this again, man. You know what I mean? Sincere, J. Red, Flatbush, Brooklyn. You already know. Yo.
Bye.